Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. I will be doing a energy reading now for the rest of September, so between the 17th of September to the end of September, for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and or rising signs. So what you can be expecting to see, any outcomes to those things. Okay, so what I'll do first of all is I'm going to just sort of read the general energies, listening to my guides, channeling the information basically, and then I'm going to kind of pull a few tarot cards, maybe a couple of oracle cards, depending on how much information is coming through. Okay, so the first thing they're saying here with this month or the rest of this month is, I feel like you're probably either going to totally relate to this or you're not. And as with any general reading, obviously take what resonates, leave the rest. People are coming into their power here with this energy. People are they're talking about dedicated focus. They're also talking about a review. So they're showing me this cycle of energy. It may have felt like you're going in circles, but they're talking about how the universe operates, and obviously as an Aquarian you're probably very accustomed to sort of these kind of insights, let's say. But how planets, obviously I can't prove this, but there's been studies from scientists that planets don't actually just stay in one position. They're obviously rotating, but there's also a pull from the planets here, or magnetic pull, which almost creates this cylindrical kind of movement. So you're not just rotating, you're actually moving in a certain direction. So if you felt like your surrounding circumstances path has been going in a circular motion, they're saying no, the rotation isn't the same. The rotations are not the same. The rotations are meant to, once we feel like we're going in a circle, a snapshot of growth development in order to actually physically pinpoint certain points that we are evolving in. So if you feel like you're not, and it's interesting because they're just drawing me back here to September 2014. So before this video, what I usually do is I meditate, cleanse my space, do my normal stuff, meditate, and I ask my guys to come in, and they, interestingly, I wanted to say September 2014, and that's the second time it's come up. So if you want to have a sort of check for this information, have a look at what was going on around you around September 2014, because I feel like there's a parallel here. Okay, so if you're looking at that scenario and thinking, oh no, that was horrible for me, I don't like that energy, remember what I've just said. It's not going to be the same. There's going to be a mirroring element to this, but there's a difference. So whatever you were triggered by, whatever was at the forefront, whatever was the focus that maybe was potentially even out of grasp at some point, so you could have got to September 2014 or the tail end of that month and thought, this is what I'm going after, and you've tried to grab it and it's not quite materialized. Something about the end of this month is going to parallel that, but the outcome is more favorable. Okay, they're also talking here about, now, I don't know, maybe you are pregnant, maybe you are expecting a child around this month, but it's like they're showing me a newborn here, okay? And I feel like it could be applied to one or two of you that you are literally pregnant and due around this time or towards the end of the month. But I feel like more the energy or the information here is about viewing the world with new eyes, like a newborn. So, you know, changing a perception of your surroundings, your environment, looking at things afresh, looking at how you would view it versus, you know, taking a step back, really kind of looking at it as if you didn't have the, I mean, obviously all the experiences we have build up, you know, into ourselves to integrate us into who we are now. But there's something about taking a fresh look, taking a very pure childlike look at your surroundings in order to get into this growth. Now, it's interesting that all your analogies, Aquarius, is literally about planets, but you guys are pretty switched on in that area, so it doesn't really surprise me. But you know how a magnetic pull from a planet, it's, you know, there's obviously, we get sort of space debris that is shifted around, isn't it? And depending on the sort of magnetic pulls of things, it's bringing certain things up, right, in order to direct it in a certain manner. So if you've had a bit of chaotic energy, a bit of a sort of groundbreaking change around you for the sort of first part of this month or even the last few months, they're saying, don't forget, everything has a pattern here, including the planetary alignments, including the rotational pulls, including the space debris. There is no coincidence in any of these things, okay? And they're referring to the moon's magnetic pull as well. So everything is as it should be. And the dust is settling in order to sort of realign what is needed as and when it is needed. So with this kind of space debris analogy, it's like every moving part in this process of your evolvement, let's say, is becoming aligned with other aspects of yourself that maybe are dormant. There's a lot of dormant energy here and a lot of magnetic vibrational pulls that I'm feeling. So let's put that into practical terms so people can understand it. So for example, if you feel like money is sort of really falling out of your hands, or you know, you're sort of not really gelling with the people around you, is this actually not meant to reflect what it is we need to know so we can adjust our trajectory and where we're going? Because I feel like if you've got these instances around you, they're trying to highlight a message here, and it's not to punish you or to, you know, to sort of call you out you've done anything bad. Sometimes it's just to help us on our path and to give us more insight. They're talking about the dust becoming settled and a new trajectory, new path becoming lightened and enlightened. But we must view this through childlike innocence and purity in order to understand exactly what our path or the shape of our path needs to take. Now, they're also saying as well here that a few of you guys are probably watching this going, well, I've got absolutely no idea what I want to be doing with my life. I'm sat here, I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I'm just kind of looking at various things on YouTube, hoping that something clicks, right? Well, this is your message to say that your prayers are being answered. That's a very specific message for one or two of you, but look at what propels you forward where you have no concept of time, no concept of what others think of you, that you feel free in, because that is going to be the best advice for your soul growth that they can give at this time. Because one or two of you over the next couple of weeks are going to start really aligning with this kind of, like I said, seemingly random, you know, space debris that you're kind of just sat floating around in. There's no coincidence. This is just throwing everything up in the air for you to evaluate everything as a whole. This is not to knock you off track. It's to allow you to see everything in its entirety. They're also saying one or two of you may be missing the bigger picture here, which is not allowing you to see certain things. So, and they're also saying, in coinciding with that, if that resonates, is don't be put off by information coming into you. Okay, so if you're getting influences, third parties, friends, family is really coming up saying you should be doing this and you should be doing that, the guides are saying there is no such thing as should. Okay, I know that seems a bit sort of, well, you know, we're in a three-dimensional reality here. There are certain practicalities we have to adhere to. They're saying, what should you do? Okay, so never mind other people's influences. What is it your heart is telling you to do? Because you know more than you think, but we need to integrate that trust in yourself and the larger environment, the larger picture at hand, in order to fully understand and comprehend exactly what is going on. And don't forget, like I said, the spiraling notion is a cylindrical notion. We are moving forward with it. Okay, so nothing has been wasted. There's no time that has been wasted. Time is an illusion anyway. Keep your thoughts very focused, because you must relax into this as well. Someone's trying to also force an issue that's not ready to be looked at. Okay, people might feel a little bit out of control at this time. Guys, I get it. You know, there's a lot going on. We've got Saturn, the granddaddy karma planet, is going direct on the 18th. If you're not feeling alleviated from that, we've also had the harvest full Pisces moon that went obviously full on 13th, 14th of September, bringing up a lot of emotional kind of, they're saying triumph. So it could be that you've cleansed a lot and that you're getting a lot of insight emotionally, but there is a very strict pattern to all this. There's a very strict reason that this is happening, and although it may not become obvious at the moment, it will start to between now and the end of the month. Okay, so I'm going to pull some Prisma Visions Tarot. Okay, so this is by James R. Reeds. Okay, so let's just see if we can clarify any of the information here and maybe get a bit of more insight into what you guys can be expecting and any possible outcomes. life purpose and life path does seem to be a big focus here for Aquarians, sun, moon and or rising. And they keep referring to this money slipping out of people's hands. If that is the case, they keep saying, what are you missing with this? Are you putting money into something that is outdated and therefore an imbalance of your energy, which is why you're not seeing a return? Because that's coming up. The guides are saying that. So, okay, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. You guys have got a really pretty amazing card for what to expect. You've got the 9 of Cups, okay? This is wish fulfillment, okay? You've got a man that's looking out into the distance here that's essentially materializing what it is he wants, okay? This is the ultimate wish card. So, guys, put your thinking caps on, align with your heart center. What is it you want, okay? But on a deep, we're talking deep core level here. They're also talking here about the 9 of Cups is look for things that look great on the surface, but when you dig a little bit, are they really that great? Because they're talking here about a few illusions here, but as long as you're in alignment with your heart center, then you should be manifesting what it is you want. But if we're manifesting what it is we need, there's a lesson to be learnt with it. Okay, so let's see, what else can Aquarius, sun, moon? Okay, let's see, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so this is an individual here. We've got the King of Cups in reverse. It's an individual, could be a water sign, I was going to say sun, Cancer, Scorpio or Pisces. Could be a Cancer sun, but it could be someone that you're linked to. Maybe you've got a Cancer sun, moon ascendant, or a Scorpio, or some element of that in your chart. It's talking here about, again, I've got a really blocked throat chakra around this. Emotionally speaking out, what is it that you're not able to communicate emotionally? Someone's not able to communicate this here. Now, it could be masculine energy, or it could be yourself. You could be a feminine energy, but this is particularly around a masculine type of energy here that is potentially restricted in terms of speaking out about their emotional truths. And someone's just said forbidden to talk. What is it someone's holding back from you? Or maybe you're holding back from someone, an emotional truth. But it could be a work colleague, it could be a romantic partner, it could be family member. They're talking about it being resolved. They're saying, if that's the case and you've got an individual like that around you, or you're in that energy, don't forget to connect with the energy I've mentioned, where you're trying to really piece everything together, 360-degree angle, in order to assess exactly what is the reality, get into that very childlike innocence. Because it's going to really allow and propel you forward to manifest what it is you want. And they're confirming it by saying, if you get that on track, you've got the 4 of Wands waiting for you. This is the, again, a lot in connection with the 9 of Cups. This is amazing. Like, this is the security card. This is, you know, potentially this is the home environment, security for the home environment. This is, you know, it could be a long lasting commitment. It could be an engagement. You know, we've got the 4 pillars here representing, you know, the sort of north, south, east, west. This is a sort of a fulfillment on all levels. It could even be a spiritual fulfillment. Maybe you're trying to realign your emotional side and speaking your truth more in order to rebalance and recalibrate everything on every level. And it's going to bring in that real kind of security on an emotional level, on a practical level, on a spiritual level. Now, but they're saying here that in order to bring that energy in, there is a few bits and pieces that may need to be looked at. Okay, one of those things we've got here is the 8 of Swords. Okay, so again, we're being shown here a restrictive energy, but the energy here is more around the mental plane. So is there a thought process, a belief that is potentially restricting how you're viewing your life, how you're viewing your development, what you're trying to manifest? Because there's some kind of mental conflict here. And guides have just said, is this your mental conflict, or are people bringing in other elements that are almost confusing you because of the mixture of energies? Okay, we need to get very clear, and again, stepping out, getting that 360-degree angle. Now, you might be asking, well, how do I get into this pure energy? How do I step out and get into a 360-degree angle? Change of environment. Okay, if we're talking about practical security here, emotional, mental security, and obviously we can't all go on trips and, you know, weekend trips. But even if you've got 5-10 minutes after work, before work, you know, I don't know, when you're going out shopping, take 10 minutes where you just drive somewhere random, walk somewhere random in safe place, obviously. And if you're, you know, as long as you're an adult and you're able to walk around by yourself, you know, you're not under the age of 18 or anything, sit in that environment and look at this fresh. We need to get out of our normal environment and look at this from a total new perspective, because we need to look at it with fresh eyes, you know, like that newborn reference that I gave earlier here, because something is being missed, okay? And I feel like the mental progress, mental anguish is potentially blocking a little bit here in terms of our wishes, because what will happen if we get into that energy is we are going to be propelled forward, as you can see with the Chariot card here, okay? Let me see if I can. Oh, as per usual, really amazing webcam here. Sorry, guys. We're being propelled forward here with a driving force of energy, because we are now very aligned and able to see the bigger picture, and we're making a concerted, focused effort to get on our path, okay? But to do that, we have to step out of the Eight of Swords, so they're clarifying this again, but also any other confusion. And as you can see, there's a man blindfolded here. Is there more than one option that you're considering in this element that we're looking at here? So if you've been sort of confused around work, I'm talking about 2 options with work. If you're confused around love, 2 options around love. Again, family, 2 options around family. We need to step out of this environment to see it from fresh eyes. They're also talking about negative self-talk here, because I feel like with the Eight of Swords energy that's come up twice now, there's an outdated potential mental process here that we need to be looking at, because the view is being restricted. There is a restriction of a view for what we're seeing. And this is the thing, you'll know what this is, because when you actually do come out of that environment, look at it with fresh eyes and realize, you're going to sit and go, this makes sense. This really aligns with me. I can resonate with that. I can feel that in my gut instinct, okay? And then you'll know what the path is. You'll know what that Chariot energy is for and what you're aiming towards, okay? Now, this is the other thing. You may get to that point and think, well, that's great, but I'm going to have to step away from something. And excuse me, I'm just, I'm picking up on a bit of anxious energy at the moment. So I'm just trying to diffuse that a little bit so I can understand and read the energy a bit clearer. But whoever's watching this, someone's feeling a bit like restless and a bit anxious when they're watching this, bless your heart. I totally get you. I'm laughing because it resonates with me. You know, there is something around this energy at the moment that if you're feeling like you're having to rush or make a decision, I totally get it. But let's be realistic. You know, you don't, this is not about pushing you forward into some random decision and then you're doing a rush job. This is about looking at things from a 360-degree angle from all 4 corners, you know, above and below, north, south, east, west. This is to look at a complete picture and to understand and put it into context. But they're also saying the anxiety could be linked about understanding what it is you know already. Maybe you already listen to this going, well, I know what it is. But actually, I'm going to have to step away from something here in order to do that, to bring in the new, like something in the old way of doing things, or maybe an old pattern of behavior, or someone that's around me, you know, that's going to have to be shed, or something's going to have to be, you know, sort of laid to rest in order to put, you know, this step forward on this new path, because we've got the 8 of Cups in the reverse. So 8 of Cups is usually about walking towards something new. So if it's in the reverse here, it's interesting because I can see a chain. I can see a chain. Something feels a bit restricted around the energy. Now, this might not apply to all of you. This could be only 1 or 2 of you. But I feel like I need to say this. What is it you're scared of letting go of? That's kind of how I want to say it. What makes you feel uncomfortable about letting this go? Is it a fear of change here? Is there a bit of a fear of change? Because this is the thing. The energy you guys have with the 9 of Cups that I pulled earlier, okay? And this very kind of, it's a bit of a magical vibe going on with you guys, I feel. There's a huge leap that's going to happen, but you have to get into the right mindset, right? if you don't want to let go of something, personally, I would be running headfirst towards the thing I fear the most, because that is going to bring the most change. Now, obviously, people are going to sit there and go, oh my goodness, cringe, I can't believe she said that. That's a really horrific bit of advice. Obviously, I'm not talking about something dangerous and, you know, sort of malevolent, or, you know, let's just put on, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, let's be realistic, grounded and practical here. I'm talking about something that maybe you guys have put down as a dream because of X, Y, and Z person, X, Y, and Z thought, X, Y, and Z influence, programming, conditioning, that you know in your heart of hearts that you really want to do, but you don't know how to get it because there is a block, either mentally or that someone's telling you can't do it. What you should be doing in that respect, and linking it to what I've just said, is running head first towards it, because sometimes to dream really big is to take that leap of faith and to step into that fear, because actually it comes with the biggest growth. Okay, what I'm not talking about is a random idea that Joe down the road has told you to do and that you think it's a great idea and actually it's going to put your life at risk or something dangerous. That is not what I'm referring to. So please use discernment, common sense and logic with the information I've given you, because someone is telling me here that, you know, we need to be a bit practical and grounded with this approach. So when I say take that leap of faith, I'm not talking, because I know Aquarius energy sometimes can be very, very out there. We're talking about within the confines of logic and common sense and safety. We have to be safe. We have to, yeah, we don't want to be having tower moments, you know, for unnecessary risk because of a miscommunicated bit of information. So, okay, so Spirit, if they do adhere to this, of the people that resonate with that, what's the outcome? Okay, so you may also understand with what I've said so far and think, okay, so far I'm on the same page. But you could also be thinking, well, I'm scared of stepping out of that. I've really kind of isolated myself a little bit, and I sometimes I'm a bit scared to step out of that, and then sometimes I'm a bit unsure about how to go about that. And maybe I've blocked energy off where, you know, I'm not as outgoing, or I'm not as sociable as I have been, because they're showing me the Hermit in reverse. Okay, so it could be that there needs to be a bit of insular introspection in order to see this. Like I said, back going sort of, you know, taking a trip down the road, 10 minutes, sort of to just really center ourselves and just reassess the problems. Take 5 minutes, even if you can't get out of the house, take 5 minutes out of your day, even if it's once, and sit and say, what is my heart? What is in my heart that I really truly desire at this point in time? And what do I want to do with everything, with my life at this point? Because it doesn't, you don't have to go up the road to a different environment. I just feel like we even need a bit of introspection. It doesn't even need to be that extreme. We just need some introspection, because they're also saying to me, people are not wanting to focus on this because it's hard for them to digest. There could be some certain information here that you're sat listening to going, yeah, but I've looked at this once before and it was really traumatic for me. Right, if that's the case and they're saying yes, we need to then take it a step further back and say, right, rather than sitting and asking what it is in our heart's desire, we need to sit and ask ourselves, what is our emotional block, or what is our mental block, right? When we do that, we don't identify with it. We're just observing the emotion or observing the thought and understanding it. So what is the thought? What is the emotion? What is the emotion linked to? Why is that emotion there? Okay. Now you might feel a bit of an upsurge of emotion here. You might feel like because you don't connect with the emotion, because that's different. You have to observe the emotion. So I'll give you an example. So if maybe you've got a fear of putting yourself out there. I'd be centering myself, asking myself to sort of really trust and listen to my inner self here. Where is that block in my body? And to tune into that area and communicate with it. So you're not sat there in it and wallowing in it, and you know we're reintegrating that, you know, emotional energy all over again, and it's triggering some trauma. That's not what I'm saying. It's about observing it without identifying with it, sitting in that emotion, understanding it, and then releasing it. Okay, then do it again. Maybe it's a mental thing. What's blocking me? Question it. Okay, if you haven't done that, I would be taking some time out of my day to check this information and to get to the root of this, to find that loop. Don't forget, September 2014. Okay, it's interesting. This is going to be different for everyone. King of Wands has come up here. So this is a very fiery masculine energy. This is very driven, direct, dynamic. This could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. It could be yourself. It could be someone you're associating with. You'll be taking that energy on, okay, in order to really propel through this. Once you've done that cleanse, if you felt that resonated with you enough to do it. But again, where that dynamic energy is coming in for an outcome for the end of this month, they're also talking about feeling like you're left out in the cold. So they're talking about here taking one step at a time. Okay, let's bring in that dynamic energy and that focused energy. We can still do that without feeling like we're left out in the cold. Maybe you're sat there thinking, well, this is about a partner. I feel like I have to leave a partner, and I feel like, you know, or maybe you feel like you're a cost watcher, you're watching this for an Aquarian, and you felt like that they left you out in the cold. The message for that is all is not over, all is not lost. There is more to the picture that you might not find out all of it towards the end of the month, but this is going to be, they're saying, an ongoing theme for the next couple of months. You are going to get to the heart of the problem here. So if that message is for you and resonates for you with that King of Wands, with that Five of Pentacles, where you feel left out in the cold, or you are potentially looking at leaving someone out in the cold, or emotionally detaching from someone, there's more to the story, okay? It doesn't have to be that dramatic where there's third parties involved and it's all, you know, drama. It could just be that you guys are parted for a short, brief period of time before coming back together. Because the connection with that I'm tuning into specifically, that's not over. That doesn't feel like it's an energy that's over. Okay, that feels like it could be ongoing past the end of this month. Okay, so Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising signs. What is the outcome here? If they follow the advice, trust their gut instincts, listen to themselves and get that sort of clearer perspective. What's the outcome for all this? If this message is resonating for them, what is the outcome? Okay, that's cool. I'm a bit excited. Guys, I'm really excited from this card. I've just got this. Oh my goodness. Do you know, I feel like this is, someone's going to actually go for, I feel like I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm channeling. If this is resonating with you, especially this next bit, I'm channeling for you. This is how you're going to feel when and it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not leading up to some horrific bit of news. That's not my vibe, guys. And they keep talking about the Nine of Cups as well with this, especially with your soul path, and especially when it comes to love. I've got the Lovers card for you guys as an outcome. That is, I've got to make sure this is focused on the card here. Look how beautiful that card is. I'm not sure if you can see that. Ultimate fulfillment. I feel like you might even feel like I'm feeling right now when this, and I feel like it's going to be a shock. Like, I'm actually shocked right now. Oh, am I allowed to say that? This is not going to apply to all of you, okay? This is not going to apply to all of you. But I feel like someone might be getting engaged. You're going to know if it's you. It could be more than one of you, but I can't sit here and go, every single human being watching this video that's single, that is waiting for a commitment, that's going to happen. That's, you know, unrealistic. If that, I'm actually shocked. I can't even speak. They're just saying it's out the blue, and I am allowed to say that. Like, I'm just checking the information I'm allowed to say, but I'm shocked. And I've got, like, this is crazy. I've got, like, goosebumps all over my body, and I'm trying to hear, they're playing this song in the background. I'm trying to hear what it is. Part of this world, it feels like a Disney song. Why am I so excited? What is this song? Part of that. Oh God, don't make me sing. I can't remember the words. Can't believe I apologise for my singing. This is definitely, singing is not my forte. Part of that world. This is someone who's going to sit after all this happens, and someone's going to be giddy enough where they have Disney songs going in their heads. I swear, because this is definitely not my energy. And if you are not, you know, in that point or sort of or area where you're going to get engaged, there is still a lover's connection coming. There is still an ultimate fulfillment. It doesn't have to be in love. It can be in soul contract. It can be in soul journey. But do you know, it's weird because when I did the Capricorn video yesterday, I was like, I'm going to do Aquarius tomorrow. And I was all like really cheesy grin. And I came off video thinking, why am I so excited about Aquarius? I've got little to no Aquarius influence apart from my moon is in sort of, well, in fact, no, I've got no little to no Aquarius influence in my chart. And then when I was meditating, it was really interesting because, again, I've got like this Cinderella vibe. It's like, and I was tuning into the Aquarius energy and I was getting all giddy and I'm thinking, this is going to be interesting because I'm intrigued to see what comes up. But they just keep saying over and over again, if you're not getting engaged, right, I feel bad if I've ruined this for someone. I feel bad if I've written it. They're just saying, no, don't feel bad because I feel like someone needs to know this. Because it's like you're just like, if this is you, you have to let me know if it's you, right? If you get engaged, you have to, honestly, I want to know because I want to congratulate you because I feel like this is like amazing news. But if you're not getting engaged, there's still such emotional triumph that's being overcome. It's like you're integrating yourself into a whole different part of yourself where there's that alchemy. It's like connection of the self. It's like connection of the soul contract. It's like this illumination of the divine masculine, divine feminine energies integrating, and it's like you're coming to that lover's energy. It could even be a twin flame connection here I'm discussing, but it's like there's a lot of that kind of, I can't talk because I'm going to get giddy again. I feel like a little girl, you know, running around sort of want to skip through meadows or something. It's ridiculous. You know, I'm not a teenager here, so I'm just giddy. I feel really giddy. They're saying enjoy it, okay? So if this is, you could be watching this video going, come on, right? If that's you and you absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that is not you, they're saying don't discount it because there's just something very alchemical about this process where if you're following, integrating the heart, removing mental blocks, taking that time for yourself to really focus on intention here, integration, alchemy is yours. Like, I don't know how else to say it. And I don't even know if I should put, I know I have to pull an oracle. Should I pull an oracle card? They're saying yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to quickly pull. This is for a few last minutes. This is a really long reading, guys, but I feel like I have to do this for you guys for some reason. This is the Energy Oracle deck by Sandra and Taylor. I'm still excited. I want to have this energy forever. I love it. You guys have got some really decent energy coming. Like, and someone's showing me champagne as well here. And look, they're just confirming it. The thinking man takes some time out to think and process all this. Sorry about if it's a bit blurred, but it just confirms a thinking man. And the number here, if you can see it on this card, is 46, which is a 1, which is a brand new start. Guys, I've just put, there's another card at the, sort of underneath that that's also another 1 card. So again, could be a twin flame reference here. If you're in a twin flame, look for major developments, okay? If you're in a bit of a stormy predicament at the moment, don't underestimate the shifts that are, I feel like there's some, but you have to take some time out to process all this, because obviously if it doesn't resonate, don't. But if you feel like this is really you, I would be processing. I'm shook. You've got to be, like, I can't make this up. Your outcome, to confirm all over again, is the Angel of Love. Now, again, they're just saying, they're giving an advisory on this. Let's say that you're viewing all this going, I don't have anyone I care about, or anyone I'm involved with, or anything like that. this could be an integration of the self. This could be an integration of your own soul path, or it could be an integration with another party to make a couple, to make a, you know, a relationship, a three, a birth of a child, you know, a sort of to make another three. It could be to you to come whole into yourself. There's a lot of an alignment here between divine masculine, divine feminine energies in order to really make up I don't want to stop reading for you guys. Any last outcomes, any other outcomes for Aquarius? I've got to pull one more card because I'm buzzing from this energy. You guys, whoever's going to be going through this, wow, this energy is brilliant. I love it. I'm absolutely buzzing from this energy. Final outcomes, please, for Aquarius. What else can they expect to see? I mean, the Angel of Love is pretty amazing in itself. Any final cards here? Yeah, again, they're reaffirming strategy. Make sure that you're clearing a path here. Could be that you'll need to journal, write things down. Okay. It could be that you're needing to organize yourselves. Again, it even says journal here. And look, there's a key at the top of that card that is showing an unlocking going on. An unlocking. Okay. So just make sure that if you... I'm shook. Guys, whoever this is resonating with, I'm not joking. You... A man holding a heart. A man holding a heart. Like, I'm not even joking you. And this is like bringing an end to a cycle because it's a number 9 card. 5 and 4 plus equals 9. I'm really gutted you can't see that and it's just not focusing at all. It's actually really romantic, the vibes I'm getting. Like, I'm not even joking you, these cards. This is crazy. So these are the... I'm actually shook. So this is the other cards that fell out. 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. Okay, so that's the heart chakra, right? So there's some major healing going on here. Angel of Balance, so there's a real integrating, again, confirming what I've already said, okay? Goddess of the Moon, there's a feminine element to all this that's being purged and healed. Could have also felt a few effects from that, from the Pisces full harvest moon. Again, maybe you've been looking and focusing on something so much that you're manifesting this. And not only that, but we've also got the sun, so we've got counterparts here, the feminine and the masculine. So the masculine element of the self doesn't have to be that you're man. Could be you're a woman and it's your masculine element. You're integrating that. You're purging and healing the feminine side. And so you're coming into yourself and alignment with the self. But not only that, happy families. Happy families. Right? And I'm actually shook because I actually did a channeled message. If you haven't listened to it, you might want to... It's part 3 of the 3. There's a multiple part of it. But the first one I'd looked at was... Part 1 was the super black new moon, okay? At the beginning of the beginning of the month, okay? Then I looked at the Saturn and Jupiter going, well, Saturn going direct and the effect it has on Jupiter and our luck and propelling us forward. And then I did an audio recording on Sunday evening talking about the effects of the Pisces harvest full moon and what that meant for everyone. And the reference was a rainbow. So I feel like that is gonna, you might want to listen to that. It's just an audio recording, that one, but the first 2 are visual videos. But you guys, I feel that could really resonate. If this is all resonating with you, I'd be looking at those videos as well. Wow. And again, the number 1 card. It's like, this is... Look at that energy in that card as well. The goddess... I'm shook. I'm actually shook. You've got some crazy good vibes going on here, guys. So if this resonates with you... Wowza. I just hope it's helped. I mean, I'm hoping I've helped a little bit. I mean, if you found it useful, please do like the video. Please, you know, put a comment if you wish to. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Leave a, you know, click on the notification bell to get notifications. I do post videos Monday to Friday. Tomorrow's will be, last but by no means least, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. What else Pisces can look out for the end of, between now and the end of the month. And yeah. Hopefully that's helped. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Take care.